SkeleSteve.
Well. We are here on a talking vlog. My favorite thing in the world, talking vlogs. I'd rather talk at this kitchen table than ride my motorcycle and motovlog. But it's been winter, so here in Michigan, can't ride. I don't have the balls to ride in cold weather, so there's that. And my bike's in the shop right now getting worked on, and it'll be a minute. Plus, it is going to warm up. We've been getting warmer days now, so it looks like it's promising. Anyways, doing my favorite thing, talking vlog here. So let's get started. Welcome to the SkeleSteve channel. I'm your host, SkeleSteve. So today's talking vlog is about the word that's been buzzing around the motorcycle world. Harley Pan America. Yeah. Anyways, yes, I'm talking about the Harley Pan America. And in this video, I'm going to talk about the specs of the bike, the price. It's not a review. This is a tale of the tape kind of thing. We're just going to talk about this bike and compare it to other models in this genre, I guess. So it's the adventure bikes. And this is Harley's first crack at it. Adventure bikes have been around for about 20 plus years now. And Harley finally got into the game. Let's see what they have to offer. Now, my thoughts on this bike is that it's ugly. The styling of it is nice, but just the look of it's ugly. And what do you mean by I mean styling? Like, the features that are on it, the way the engine looks, the way the paint scheme they did on it. But just it's ugly from the front. It's more of the head assembly, the headlights and all that. It reminds me of a road glide. And to me, road glides are ugly. This is like a futuristic looking road glide in the front, but it's just ugly. So, but I think it'll grow on me. I'll be honest, I think it'll grow on me. I think it'll do a good job. Now, I've talked about test riding this bike. This is one of the bikes that I mentioned before that I want to test ride. I do want to test ride it, but just the problem is I don't think I'm going to be able to do it for its full capability of going off-road or doing like, off the beaten trail kind of thing, because they're not going to let normal people do that. And I don't have enough subscribers for them to, subscribe count for them to loan me a bike. I'm not that important in the world. I'm 30 subscribers. I'm a nobody. And I'm not going to buy one. So there's that. I'll do an on-road, regular road testing if I can. And if I can't, there'll be other people to do it out there that you can watch. But for right now, it's the tail of the tape. And if you want to see that video about the bikes that I want to test ride, click right there in the info tab, and I'll have the link for that below. And take a look at it, see what you think. It's my only video that's got a dislike. Maybe I'll get another dislike for this video. So let's begin. Let's start off with the one thing that surprised me the most. Harley's starting price was $17,319. What? Yep. And I was surprised. This is middle of the road right here. This price right here is middle of the road. I was a little bit nervous because Harley can overcharge on some of the product. Not everything, but a lot of things do get overcharged. Let me wipe my glasses off there. Why am I wearing sunglasses, you may ask? Inside? Because I look weird if I just have the mask with my eyes sticking out. Doesn't look right, I guess. Well, anyways, yeah, so kind of middle of the road. It's a little bit cheaper than BMW, but it's not as much as like a starting price for what Ducati has. And it's a good price. It's in the middle of the road. The cheapest price on this list is about 13 grand. The most expensive price is almost 20 grand. So this is middle of the road. It's good for them. Glad they did this. And I'm comparing other bikes in the same weight class. Brand new bikes, same weight class. So if you feel like they're expensive, well, they're new bikes and they're over 1,000 cc's. So let's get started. And when I talk about specs, I'm only going to do the engine and the trans and the final drive, and that's it. Nothing else. I'll leave links to the website for these bikes. You can look at it yourself. I don't want to get too much into it. I don't want to spend a lot of time on this video. So the engine on this bike is a Revolution Max 1250. The bore is 4.3 inches. The stroke is 2.84. The Displacement is 67.3 cubic inch. Now remember, Harley is a standard because it's an American company, so everything else will be in cc's and metrics. Compression ratio is 13:1, and 94 pounds-feet of torque. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And 6-gear transmission. So there's that, and that's pretty good. That's what I got for it, and I think for that the price is pretty good. Now remember, the prices I'm giving you is what they have on the website. It's going to change at the dealership because dealership will get models with bags and other accessories, so price might be up more than what's on the website. So let's start with the Japanese models. We'll go to the Honda Africa Twin. Now the Honda Africa Twin is nice. It's got the 1100 cc motor, and that's the same motor they're putting in the new Rebel 1100. And we'll start with the price. Starting price is $14,399. That's pretty good. That's good. That's better than the Harley. I think it looks better than the Harley. They're becoming popular bikes. And it's 1084 liquid cool unicam 4-stroke parallel twin, 92 millimeters for bore, 81.5 millimeters for the stroke, 10.1 to compression ratio, and it's got a 6-speed manual. Final drive is chain. That's good. That's pretty good. Yeah, they don't got the power on here. It's not on their website, so that kind of stinks. I'll list it below and I'll find it from somewhere else. So let's go on to Suzuki V-Strom. Is that what I'm saying it right? V-Strom. Yep, V-Strom 1050. And the starting price on the V-Strom is, the cheapest one is $13,399. And let's look at these specs. So we got an engine that's 1037cc 4-stroke, liquid cool, dual overcam, 100 millimeters for bore, 66 for stroke, 11.5 to 1 compression ratio, 6-speed, constant mesh, and a chain O-ring type for the final drive. Not bad, pretty good. That's a really good deal for that bike. You know, that's really, really good. And it's not a bad looking bike either. It's not a bad looking adventure bike, and it's nice. You know, it looks typical of a adventure bike, but like I said, you know, you're paying $13,399 for a brand new adventure bike. Can't really argue with that. Up next is Kawasaki, which surprised me, and I don't know why this one's really expensive, but it is. It's the Kawasaki Versys or Versus. I don't know how to pronounce that. My buddy says Versys all the time. I don't know if he's right about it or not. He owns a Versy, so he might be right. So that is at a surprising $18,199, and that really surprised me. That's more than the Harley, but there might be more stuff that comes with it. It actually does have more technology to it. It's assistance, and I'm going to get into this one right here: assistance slip clutch, riding indicator, electric cruise control, which the Harley does have, electric throttle valves, Kawasaki cornering magnetic function, power mount, smartphone connectivity. So it's got a lot of stuff. Cornering lights, so it's got extra stuff on it, so maybe that's why it's a little bit more. Let's see the power on it. 4-stroke, 4-cylinder, dual overcan, 16 valve, liquid cool, 1043 cc, bore is 77 millimeters, stroke is 56. I'm not gonna say the millimeters part. You guys will get it by now. 10.3 to 1 compression ratio. Pretty good. Final drive is a sealed chain. Max torque is 75 foot-pounds for torque. That's mighty. That's pretty impressive. That's good. That's good. That is good. And there it's for that for the Kawasaki. A little bit more than the Harley, but it's got a lot more features, it looks like. Now we'll go on the Yamaha Super Tenere ES. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Tenere. Because I'm a Yamaha guy and I can't even say that right. And let's see what the specs on that one is. Oh, starting price is $16,299. That's just a little bit under the Harley. It's about 1,000 under, so it's a 1,199 cc liquid cooled, inline 2-cylinder dual overhead cam with 8 valves, 98 for bore, 79.5 for stroke, 11 to 1 compression ratio, 6-speed multi-plate wet clutch, and the final drive is shaft on it. So there's that one right there. Now we're done with all the Japanese models. So let's go to the next one. We're going to England now for the Triumph Toyger. Toit is a Toyger.
Toit like a tiger.
for the Triumph Toyga. Is a Toyga. Tiger is actually one of the bikes I want to get. I've talked about in the past that the Tiger is a dream bike of mine. I have a video right here. You can click on information. I'll post it below as well. This bike, I like it a lot. The first time I saw it was at some dealership. Can't remember which one, but it was army green. And for some reason, I immediately thought of Halo. I'm a big Halo video game fan. Nerd! Well, old school Halo, more or less. I haven't played the new ones that much. But yeah, so this reminded me of Halo, and it was pretty sweet. And it had like the army green is a little bit more futuristic. At the time, I wasn't too familiar with adventure bikes, so I saw that and I'm like, hey, it looks cool. And I thought about throwing UNSC logo on it, putting some ammo box style, like configuring it for saddlebags. That'd be a sweet bike, to be honest. But yeah, so let's go on. We'll talk about the engine on this one. It is a liquid-cooled 12-valve dual-overcan inline 3-cylinder. They do like their 3-cylinder bikes. Triumph. 1,012 cc, 88 millimeter for bore. Stroke is 71.4 for that. 11-to-1 compression ratio. 141 horsepower, 90 foot-pounds of torque. That's pretty good. And the final drive is shaft drive, and it's a 6-speed for the gearbox. The clutch is wet multi-plate. Anyways, so there's that. Let's go on to KTM. And I must say the first thing about KTM, it is ugly. All KTM bikes to me are ugly. I don't care for it too much. Don't like them. I think, like I said, I think they're ugly. And this one's more pricey. This one's more expensive than the Harley. It is at $18,599. And let's go to the works on this one. 6-speed transmission, so it looks like I'm starting backwards on this one. The power is in kilowatts, and it's 118. I don't know exactly what that is, so I'll post right here on the horsepower. And stroke is 71. They don't got a lot of information on here, do they? Doesn't look like it. Says it's got a bore of 108. Okay. What's the final drive on this thing? It's a chain. X-ring chain. Okay. So that's that. And like I said, I don't like KTM. They're ugly. And what is it? 1290 for the CC, I think. Engine says 1301. Okay, so it's a 1301 cc. Oh, here's the horsepower, 160. 140 newton meters of torque on tap. That's the pounds right there. Okay. So up next, we go to Italy, to those Italians, those Fugan Italians. And it's the new Multistrada, how do you say that? I can't pronounce anything. I'm so sorry. I'm terrible at this. The V4 model. So that starting price is a little bit more pricey. This is probably the most expensive one. Is at $19,995, but it is a Ducati, and Ducatis are expensive. So the power on that is 170 horsepower, 90 pound-feet of torque. That's pretty good. That is really good. So let's check out the... I got fogging up. I'm breathing like a gorilla here. I can't keep these damn things on. Anyways, so back to this. So the displacement is 1,158 cc, 170 horsepower, 92 pounds-feet of torque. And let's see the full specs on this one. The bore is 83 millimeter. The stroke is 53.5. And the engine's called is a V4, and it's 4 valves per cylinder. Compression ratio is 14:1. Wow. The gearbox at 6-speed. Final drive is chain. That's nice. That's really nice. So there's that, and we get to the next one. The cream of the crop, the king of all adventure bikes. Like I said, the cream of the crop. It's the BMW R1250 GS model. And this one is everybody's favorite. So that one is $18,499. That's cheaper than that's just a little bit more expensive than the Harley. That's pretty good. That's pretty damn good. I mean, that's a BMW too. That's not bad for a starting price, and it's a very good bike. It's air and liquid cooled. Says here 4-stroke flat twin engine, double overhead camshaft, 1 balance shaft, and a variable engine timing system. Nice. Now, the boxer motor I've mentioned before, I don't care for them. I don't like the look on a bike. I do own a Subaru, but I don't have to see the boxer motor as much. I mean, it looks good underneath the hood, but on a bike, I don't know, I never cared for it. I imagine it being easier to work on, those boxer motors on a motorcycle. But anyways, so the bore is 102.5 and the stroke is 76. CC's is at 1254. 136 horsepowers, 105 pound-feet of torque. Wow, that is mighty impressive for the torque. That is really good. The compression ratio is 12.5 to 1. Nice. Constant mesh 6-speed gearbox. That's nice. And the final drive is shaft. I mean, shaft drives are nice, but they don't provide as much power as chain, obviously. You lose more power with the shaft drive, but it's easier. It's less maintenance, especially if you're out God knows where, and it's more work you got to do. I mean, so that's it. What do you think about these Harleys compared to these other bikes? Do you think Harley's price is right? Do you think it's got enough? I think this bike's going to do good. Now, the key thing for Harley is they did good on marketing. They always do, and presentation was good. The one thing is, though, it's not about the marketing. It's not the presentation. It's not always about what the motorcycle review website magazine says. It's all about us, the consumer. At the end of the day, it's about what the consumer thinks about it. There's going to be people that are going to buy it. They're going to test it out. They're reserving it right now. But if they don't like it, it's not going to do well. I mean, in most cases, more motorcycles and cars, you know, the first few models you want to kind of be wary of. But if they can do this right, that'd be good. And I hope they can do this right, because like I said, it's always up to us, the consumer. We'll make the final decision. You know, marketing at the end of the day is not going to matter if we don't like this bike. And the one thing they got to do is really, they got to really capture the other venture riders, because there's people that are Harley that were buzzing about it. All these Harley fanatics, people, and not just the fanatics or the loyalists, it's the people that just ride Harley. They're buzzing out. There's other people buzzing about it and praising it. So you can get the Harley guys to go for it, and the Harley guys and gals. The one thing you got to really aim for is the die-hard loyal people to these other brands, especially all these European brands like ATM, BMW, Triumph, Ducati. There's people that are loyal to these brands. You got to really reel them in. That's where you got to show. You got to prove yourself to those folks, because those guys and gals, they're really geared towards, especially the BMWs, because they're such great machines. So that's where I'm going to leave it. You know, like I said, it's not a real review. It's more of a tale of a tape kind of thing. Sorry if you think this is going to be a review, but it's not. It's just explaining a brief of the specs and the price. And I think they priced it well. They did it right in the middle, right down the middle of this. So anyways, make sure you like this video if you do. If not, this can be my second dislike video. Comment if you can, share if you can, subscribe. And would you please ring my guardian bell if you do subscribe? Remember, we got to keep those YouTube algorithm gremlins down to the ground. Got to boost us up. Any of us, whoever is motovlogging out there, making awesome content. Anyways, not like me, because I make crappy content.
90% of the time, I have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about.
Oh, before I say my final words, I'm going to have another talking vlog. I'm going to talk about the death of a couple motorcycles. And I'm going to talk about the rebirth, the resurrection of a brand. Anyways, leave it right there. SkeleSteve out.
SkeleSteve.